And to use it as an opportunity to show people that jewelry isn't just for engagements and weddings. I know that's a main focal point of your service because that's obvious on your site, but to grow in a relationship with multi-uses for obtaining jewelry. And because you're already sponsoring a school, I thought about maybe you doing a signature piece for that school that would be a momentum, such as a ring or a pin or something like that, and it would give you leverage and opportunity to get people back in the store for a variety of reasons beyond just the standard engagement and wedding stuff.
You know what she means by that, Jeff?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
The direction of the company itself is engagement rings. It isn't scholarship rings. The idea of this scholarship was we actually support 15 high schools in Barrie, and this is something that's going to be actually one of our advertisings on Facebook to make sure that the students and parents are aware of the scholarship. Our belief isn't to make a sale on the site, but is to let us know that we're incredibly active in the community outside of just selling diamonds. And we're in the throes right now of distributing and disseminating a lot of information of what other events were involved within the community.
Right, and I totally get that, and I totally support that. I'm just suggesting that maybe you could take it one step farther, and with, I know your primary concern is not to sell jewelry as a signature piece, but to give it a little bit more momentum by having it there as an add-on to what you're already doing in support of the community, momentum for that.
So perhaps maybe having a link to the part that I have on my website that talks about us making school rings.
Yes, or even just designing a special school ring for that particular graduating year or class that would give it a little more momentum. That was my thought.
Okay.
Okay, so now your website, I had some thoughts for that as well. I know we don't have a lot of time, so definitely adding the blog component with some articles rather than just the commercials, I thought was very essential. Forefronting the testimonials on the homepage with a direct link rather than, I scrolled down quite far to find the testimonials. I thought they needed to be more front and center. I like the idea of you welcoming those stories. I think that's a really good thing. I also noticed a private area on the site, wanted to know more about that and how you could maybe integrate that more with the site. Your special promotion part, I thought you could actually have maybe more on the front page as well as like an actual event that you could have different promotions going on throughout the year for different holidays or different reasons to keep coming back to the store to buy jewelry rather than just, for the wedding, which I understand that's the main part of your business, but just as an add-on. I liked the way you did your about section with your staff. I thought that was really good, but it was slightly disconnected. And I had some thoughts about how you might be able to reorganize the content a little better so it would be a little clearer and would use less space. For example, you have rings, wedding bands, and pendants, and you have them separate. And I'm wondering if there was some sort of way that you could integrate that and integrate the information, and then you could have room on your bar up above to add other things like a blog, like events, and also an in the news section, which I think would be better to promote yourself and build your credibility than just putting your commercials. I think it would look better if you put in the news, and I think it would also give you the opportunity to do up a press release, and that would enable you to get media coverage with different angles or hooks that could also be used as articles.
Okay.
Topics.
Okay, we need to move on now, Jeff. If you want more information from Janette, I'm sure she can give you more. But we need to. I just wanted to say that in terms of doing a blog, some people like to write, some people don't. There maybe Jeff likes to write. There could be staff members who like to. But I notice he's very good in front of the camera. He could also, I assume, do a video.
Yes,
blog,
and video.
Right?
I talked to him about that. You could do videos on the different topics if he doesn't like to write, and have a video archive.
What's your feelings on free press?
Excuse me, are you asking me?
On World Press.
On World Press? Well, press is very good for you, and you are obviously a chameleon and a local, very good business leader in the Barrie area. I think you could get a lot more press by talking...
No, the blog World Press.
On the blog World Press. Okay, I think it has its merits. I think that... you have to understand who your customers are, and I don't think that your customers are the world. I think that you want to use your blog to work the world around you, which is, in my assumption, the Barrie and surrounding area. And I think that there's a problem when people go and use blogs or blog posts to solicit business around the world without first identifying whether or not there is a target market there, or they're going to come to you.
Great. Thank you very much.
Thanks so much, Jeff. Jeff Walters from jeffwaltersdiamonds.com. Check him out on the web. And he's in the Barrie area, and he does a great job. We also have Michael Tepper will be calling any Minnie's a real estate agent. We're going to be looking at his website. But I wanted to ask you,
go ahead, because I didn't get through everything I wanted to say.
Getting found on the web is a tough thing. And you talk about search engine optimization, but I know nowadays a lot of people are trying to find ways to, do blogs and be on Facebook and everything. I mean, is that all part of an integrated strategy to get more people to your site?
Definitely, and certainly when you're on Facebook and LinkedIn or any world blogs that have that kind of that kind of a following, which you can't beat with Facebook and Twitter, just having your site on there and associated with that will already help to increase your ranking so much higher and help to draw more traffic to your site. But like I was saying to Jeff in his question to me, you have to be careful what you're doing too, because it's the wrong approach in marketing to assume that the world is your client. It's not. That's very buckshot. Sorry, it's very buckshot versus bullseye.
Right.
And so it's great to have like 1,000 people on your friends list of Facebook or following you.
But if
it's not going to convert to if it's not going to convert to sales, what's the good of it?
Well, that's a good point. Yeah.
So you have to really be cognizant of that, and that's why I'm a really big advocate of doing marketing that will, in fact, convert to closed business.
Right. So I guess you have to look at who your potential clients are and make sure that you're marketing to the right communities if you're doing, Facebook and all these kinds of things.
Correct. And another point there is, don't rely on that as the sole method of reaching your clients, because if you have to know your clients. Are they shopping through Facebook and Twitter? Is that going to bring them into the jewelry store, Jeff Walters Jewelry Store, which is located in Barrie? Is that going to do it for him? He has to look at these facts before putting too much time into one particular marketing effort. Social media, which unfortunately a lot of business people, particularly small business people, are putting a lot of time, energy, and effort. And I'm not saying that it's
into social media.
Yes, I'm not saying that it's wrong. What I'm saying is it fruitful?
Right.
You have to really weigh it.
Right.
And not depend on that, because presently it's free as the only sole way of getting clients.
Okay, well let's bring up Michael's website. He should be calling in. Michael, if you're watching the show, call in, because we only have another 7 minutes. But we're going to go ahead and start and looking at your website now. Janette, what are your thoughts on Michael's website there?
Okay, well, my first thought when I viewed Michael's website was, although it's true you should have a content-rich site, in this case, there's too much content and it's very overwhelming.
Okay.
And so this leads into an organizational problem, which, as I mentioned in the beginning, was one of the merits of a good website. Right. And what I see with Michael's site is just way too much information and trying to hit everything with one site. And I think that that's a problem. I think that he may need to consider having more than one site, because he's got so many multiple services going on.
Okay, right.
Or he'll have to reorganize the site. And I had some very good suggestions for him how he could do that.
Okay.
And part of that has to do with changing the site itself, the look of it and the format of it. And I really recommend that for him as a branding measure, because again, image is everything, and he's going to be compared to other real estate sites, and I think he could do a better job of presenting himself in that capacity.